All right, everybody, welcome back to NorthWest SpeedFest online. I've gotten word that we are ready for Pseudoregalia with Killing Pepsi, so without further ado, please take it away.
All right, back again in another virtual cat shoot. You can probably tell. Shout outs to virtual cat. Real quick before I forget, I got someone to help out with commentary. The goat. Want to introduce yourself? But yeah, without much more, let's get going. Give another 3 count here. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So right away, we're controlling our character Sybil, the goat. We got a lot of goats here in this community. Truly blessed here. But we start off with nothing. Classic Metroidvania. The coolest thing about this category in particular is, like, a lot of Metroidvanias might have like a pretty hard set sequence of things to do. This game somewhat does, but even without glitches, and stuff. But for the most part, it's pretty open for a lot of the game.
Going to be really important for a bit of speed tech that we're going to see in a bit once we get the slide pickup. So the slide is in this game is kind of similar to like a Simon Belmont sort of slide on the ground, kick slide. But in this game, if you press the jump button part of the way through the animation, it'll actually put Sybil into a standing animation early with all of her slide momentum. And so if you combine that with the gainer that you saw Killing Pepsi do earlier, you can take the speed from your slide and convert it into vertical momentum into something called an ultra side flip, like that. And so right there, we use that to sort of skip the backtracking through the rest of the slide room, and now we're off to the races with the movement here. So this section right here, you're supposed to have the ascendant light to be able to see where you need to go. But if you know where you're going, then you don't even have to worry about that to begin with, which is really nice for us. Generally, what the game expects for us to do is take on a mini-boss to grab a small key, and then use that to escape the dilapidated dungeon into Castle Sansa. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to head into the underbelly from the end of this section and go get some stuff out of order. So the first thing we're going to go grab is Ascendant Light. It's another Metroidvania power-up. For whatever reason, the dev gave us sort of like a shortcut, like hidden way to get through this area. So cool little bit of movement right here. And then there's like one of the cool things about this game is there's just a bajillion different ways that you can handle a lot of these rooms. So he does a setup right there where he does a slide and cancels it off the ledge and then uses the momentum from that to do another ultra hop, and that gets him up the ledge. And we got Ascendant Light. So there's this like really big room that you're supposed to go through that has like all these switches. It's really slow, and you're also seeing Ascendant Light come out. The way that power-up works is that whenever you deal damage to an enemy mid-air, it pogos you automatically like in Hollow Knight. So we're going to grab our first heart piece of the run. So this is a 100% completion run, so we need to get all the heart pieces for maximum heart containers. Okay. We also need a bunch of green like orbs that give us like extra power-ups, as well as all the Metroidvania abilities. So it's really nice doing Underbelly backwards because it kind of allows us to get a lot of backtracking sort of condensed into one segment, and then we can collect 2 more things in Underbelly later on in the round. So, yeah. So something we're going to see a couple of really big slide ultras right here in order to get the small key early without the required movement. to be able to get it. Generally, in Underbelly, the game expects you to have like a pogo jump and like air kicks and stuff like that, but we don't have any of that yet, so you kind of have to rely on our slide ability. Something that we also saw a little bit, it's a little hard to tell, but something that Killing Pepsi did was called the knee slide glitch. This is where after like a specific frame window, instead of like a normal slide and then jump, you actually do a slide jump input again, and it puts Sybil into this weird knee slide animation where she can actually jump cancel it and gain a boatload of speed. It's essentially the equivalent, if not faster speed, of a solar wind jump, which we'll see a little bit later. We're going to use Ascendant Light on these torches to get past here, and use that small key that we picked up to unlock helical power. So what this does is it gives us an air kick. Now, normally, air kick is one of the Metroidvania upgrades that you get in this library, and the game kind of expects you to have that before you get this ability. But it's programmed in such a way that we still get a use of the air kick, even if we don't have Sungrease unlocked. So now Killing Pepsi has this extra bit of movement tech available to him to be able to redirect some of his momentum with the air kick, and this is it just gets so fun from here. There's just so much cool stuff you can do with it.
Yeah, the air kick is like
so he's gonna use the air kick to maintain the
getting that early and having just one
Didn't
kick
grab the
is
ledge,
so
but
cool.
you still hit the checkpoint. Yeah, so it's worth noting that for each of these slide ultras, these really big flips that you see Killing Pepsi do with like the yellow trail behind him, that every one of those is like 2 jump inputs and a really quick forward, back, forward. It's actually a little, and part of the reason why Killing Pepsi plays on keyboard is it actually allows you to hold both back and forward at the same time, which can make some of these strats a little bit easier. So grab this hurt piece on the way out, and then we're going to take the exit from Underbelly into Empty Bailey, and we're going to be hightailing our way to a couple of more quick upgrades. Because we have not only the ability to slide ultra, but also that extra air kick, we're going to be able to essentially clear out Empty Bailey, make our way to Castle Ruins in a bit. And so right here, he's going to do the first of a couple hazard warps where he hits a sort of checkpoint, and that allows him to sort of just warp up there without having to do harder movement. I'm just going to let this next part speak for itself. We're going to be doing the Tower Remains climb. You're supposed to have at least 3 wall kicks in Sunsetter, which is that pogo ground slam jump, in order to be able to get through here, but Killing Pepsi's going to do a series of slide ultras, which are just going to absolutely demolish this part, so I'm just going to let it speak for itself. Yeah, so sometimes Sybil just does not grab the ledge, so... So we got all the way up through here, and
it's only the right side of that one. It's,
one
I
more
know
sick
better,
one
but I just
to get us to a next power up.
That's whatever. This one
Should be
here.
good to clear. Nice, and that gets us Cling Gem. So Cling Gem's a wall ride. It's very broken.
Yeah, there we go.
As we'll see a bit later, that kind of rounds up, at least for the time being, our vertical toolkit. So we have a lot of ways to go fast horizontal. The Cling Gem gives us a little bit of extra vert, and that's going to be really helpful. And so Killing Pepsi sets up another knee slide and is extending it with bunny hops. There's an input... Oops. A little ambitious there. But this game has like an input buffer system with jumps where if you press a little bit before touching the ground,
extension there.
It'll act as if you press to jump the frame you touch down on the ground. A little too much mustard on that one. Yeah, so this bit of movement through here is really fun. Empty Bailey is a pretty early run killer because we're going to be attempting to grab all of the collectibles in here before having some of the necessary power-ups. So we're going to get the first of the 5 major keys here really quick. Oh. You're good. Yep.
Oh, hopefully. Did I like just
grab the major
completely
key,
misjudge?
and
Like,
then we're going to route
no
around
depth
to
there.
go grab a small key. A little bit of RNG here as to whether or not there are enemies around close enough. Usually the French horn fella or the sousaphone is fine, but sometimes you get lucky and you get the egg fella as well.
Yeah.
All right, this is the hard part. So he's first got to do a couple of really tight slide ultras to get up to this tower right here, and then the Ultra of Doom in order to get to the empathy. First try, nice.
Okay.
Nope. That is one of the hardest tricks in the world.
Ooh.
Nice.
Easy. It's not easy. Okay.
Yeah. Not happy about that one. But now we're going to get solar.
I apologize to every Hunter runner because I kind of inadvertently put that back in the route.
Abilities start to get a lot different from any percent, because solar wind is a upgrade to our slide that gives us a jump at the end that basically gets us up to full speed immediately. But the downside of that is that we cannot as easily do those big like ultra hops, like those massive gainers into the air. So in order to get those kinds of effects now that we have solar wind, we either need more room to set them up, like that example right there, or we need to have a lot of speed kind of already coming into a room, if that makes sense. I'm going to grab Indignation right there. This is why a big reason why we've been sort of building up our mana meter for the time being, is at level 2 mana you get increased range, and then also higher damage output. And that damage output also, nice. So that damage output also applies to broken barriers as well. So it's actually going to allow him to two-shot this broken wall right here as we make our way into Listless Slide. It's really nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of like breakable walls in this next like couple minutes that like you cut it in half every time. Like it's so good.
Yeah, so we grab the silver key and empty bailey. There's a couple of like silver keys that you're intended to use and get that are in like basically their own room, and they're really slow. So we grab some keys along the way so that we can essentially skip these like really obnoxious rooms. And then right here we're gonna see a solar wind ultra right there into a moon kick. And what a moon kick is essentially if you do a solar wind slide jump towards a wall, and then so whenever you do the solar wind jump, you kind of have a period of almost anti-gravity for a bit. And if you interrupt part of that with an air kick, you keep the anti-grav into the air kick momentum. And that'll become really helpful once we get our other 3 air kicks in this area, but Killing Pepsi was able to slam past that room right there, and then we got another cool one through this bookcase one. This is a kind of a newer strat that I think Thulius was kind of the one who all kind of forced us to do in this category. Shout out to Thulius, the record holder in this category at the moment. See if the 2 of us can't do anything about that, but you know. That's going to be Sungreaves. These are wall kicks, so we already have one of them already. And then we're going to be going for our first cling clip. So he's going to do a wall ride at the very top of this like window opening to hopefully clip inside of it. And then that allows him to hopefully clip out of bounds and void out back at the start of this library.
Oh, no, I messed it up.
Yeah, this trick sucks. It's pretty inconsistent, but it's one of the. It's nice in the sense that you get a lot. Like it's pretty quick to retry. But this saves a lot. It saves like. I don't even know. There you go.
Yeah.
It's a really big cut.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, like 20 seconds at least.
Right there. So one of the things with the slide ultras as well is the amount of speed you have determines how high you go.
Probably
so the higher speed that you have, the more height you'll get. Sometimes that's really good, sometimes that's really bad. So it's kind of a height control thing where you kind of want to adjust your speed if you know you're going to be going into an ultra in order to get the best like desired result. So like if you want to touch down on the ground, for example, faster to slide, you might want to do a shorter slide ultra, right? So these are like the little things that we're considering, even though, you know, we're just kind of cruising through the game. Every little change in button press will change where Sybil ends up. And so because of that, there's all these little micro adjustments and on-the-fly play that you have to learn how to do in order to be really successful in a category like 100%. And so this is a really cool strat. See if we get the lineup for it. Nice, there's the ultra. I love that strat. That's a really tricky strat right there.
Oh, I might have to walk
otherwise
ceiling.
you bonk your head on the ceiling. And so now we're going to be kind of doing our first backtracking
almost at the ceiling
segment.
there.
So we're going to be grabbing a heart piece that was just kind of right there into a really sort of difficult room. Probably the small key that the majority of players did not find, which is the second dilapidated dungeon key. Oh. And it's in the rafters of like this prison room. And it's like super hard to get even in the speedrun, let alone casually. So we're going to see a combination of some moon kicks and some just other nonsense. Every runner kind of has like a different sort of way that they like to handle this.
Oh, maybe.
First try, nice.
that strat I just did is
It's-
slower.
it's a lot more
Yeah, I
consistent.
opted out of the
In a-
mooncakes
in a
like,
category
few
like
days
this-
ago. I was like, what if I could just do an ultra there?
Yeah, so
I
we
don't
grab
think it's
that
faster,
key.
but
We're gonna grab a heart
lost
piece
this
from
thing.
this room over here, and then we're actually gonna make our way back towards underbelly. We're gonna split up the last two underbelly power-ups into 2 trips, because the last ones that we kind of orphaned are pretty far apart. The next one we're gonna grab is martial prowess, which gives us like double damage on our attacks. And so, yeah. Go ahead and save before this because
I'm gonna save first.
if
Yeah.
Killing Pepsi
Save
does
time.
this
Where's
next
the crystal?
part,
Where's the
he
crystal?
will actually soft
There it
lock
is.
himself because we are intended to have an upgrade called Strike Break to access the room that leads into martial prowess. And if he hits the wrong checkpoint, then he's stuck in there and can't get out, and that's really bad. So we're going to be coming back through here again, but with some new power-ups, and then we're going to see another cling wall clip where we trick the game into changing our kind of wall cling angle prematurely so that it snaps us inside the wall like that. And then we're going to fall through the floor right here, and then just watch the magic happen.
There we go.
Nice. And so now what he needs to do is grab the power-up, stay away from the checkpoint
Should be
trigger,
good.
fall into the drink.
Yeah.
Hazard warps him back into the exit. Great job. First try. That was like first try every part of that too. That was really well done.
Good. Okay. Yeah, it's... Yeah, the checkpoint trigger is not, like, huge, but we don't really... I don't know where it exactly is, but it's not, like...
Yeah, and so right here,
You're not usually going to hit it,
grab
but
another. I think this
you
is
just want to be
dynamite.
safe, because it's rough.
Good graces. Yeah,
That's a whole minute gone, at least.
I forget. Shout out to Yashi, who would probably know because he has like a split for every
graces.
stinking
Didn't
role in
know.
this game. I don't understand. Oh, gotcha. Sorry, I have them grouped by major
I do too.
power
I
up, so
I have them open right now.
that matters.
I would totally know.
All right, this is Twilight Theater. This is like by far the hardest part of the run because we got a really tricky ultra. Killing Pepsi wants a lot of height here. Oh, you're gonna go for slide kicks for the backup. Nice save. Yeah, that strat's really hard, and then depending on how quickly
back
you
up here.
get through there, changes what cycles all
Just be
these
safe.
swinging blades are on. That almost scared me really bad. Yeah.
That was... Oh, God.
Nice.
Okay, this is a new strat that I learned, like, yesterday. I'm gonna give it a few tries.
Yeah, I do
Oopsie.
a mooncake strat there, but that's one of the cool things about
It's really
this game.
awkward to
is
get up
there's a
there
bunch
any
of
other
different
way,
ways to do the
especially
same
with,
thing, and it,
solar
doesn't
wind.
lose too much. So we
But
do a
it's
clean
good.
clip right there. We have to hit 3 levers in theater in order to unlock the major key. And so we're gonna see some really sick out of bounds movement here with some reverse wall kicks. So a reverse wall kick is where you flick the stick in the opposite direction of the wall
God.
right before you make
mean to
contact
get
with it.
those.
The trick of the game is to sending you straight up into the air, and it just lets you do some cool stuff like that. And so now we need to clip back inbounds. This can be a little inconsistent sometimes. We're going to do a slide into this wall until it gives up. Nice, it gave up. And then we do wall ride, wall kick, and that gets us
Yeah.
aerial finesse. And then we hazard
There we go.
warp to put us back at the top of the lever room. So we actually have 2 of the 3 levers done. We're going to get the third one, but stay out of bounds to do probably the hardest part of the run, which is the soul cutter out of bounds. I don't think Sybil's... Sybil, please. You might be able to say this?
Where am I going?
Nice
Where are you
save.
going?
Good. That's...
Okay, I'm just gonna fall out
Yeah.
here. Hopefully. Or not. Yeah, you can...
Just save.
It's easy to get through, like...
That's
I
the
don't
easy
know. We'll
part.
see.
This is the hard
Oh,
part,
God.
which is getting another clean
do that.
clip while
Okay,
you're
we're good.
out of bounds.
I don't like doing that.
And then you're not even out of the woods yet.
Yeah.
No, you definitely hit the checkpoint.
Oh, don't get the backflip there.
Yeah.
I might die
You
here
landed up
and not
that
hit the
high, right?
checkpoint, but that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You sure?
So ideally,
we'll see.
you want to just like fall back in bounds there,
If not, I
but
better
if you
back up.
like get sent too far,
Oh yeah,
away,
that's true.
you
We're
just
good.
wait out,
We're
you can see
good.
the
You
soul
believed in me. I
cutter.
didn't.
And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a wall clip by dropping. He's gonna do a setup with the camera to see where he is. Is the fence is gonna clip him through the floor right there, and he's back out of bounds again. And now what he's gonna do is head to a crate that's just kind of chilling there out of bounds and use that as a platform to get up to this heart piece that's just kind of in this interstitial hallway. Air kick for the extra height, like a double jump. That looked a little funky. Get the heart piece, nice, and then we're gonna go grab the major key. Are you gonna go for the new wall
It's getting worried there.
that Thulius came up with? If you want. I just didn't know if you
That's a
learned
good
it
question.
yet.
I've never done
That's
it.
mostly what I was
I
asking.
don't remember how it's done. I'll give it a few tries.
Yeah, we got the other empathy right here.
We'll see.
And this heart piece sucks because it really does not like giving you ledge grabs. So going for some moon kicks here.
I'll go for this strat here.
Yeah.
Or not. This is the worst thing in the game.
That'll do. Yeah. That's by far the worst heart piece in the game.
Let me go for this strat here. This one's a good one.
Fun fact, there
we
are
go.
16 heart pieces,
Should've gone that for
but
the first
each heart
time.
piece is a third of a container, so there's actually an accidental extra heart piece, which is pretty great. Nope, you're not going for it. You're good.
I
You're
guess
down
I'm not
there.
going for it. Muscle memory just kicked in.
It doesn't
I
even
would've tried
save
for
that
it,
much
honestly.
time. It's like I don't even know, honestly. It mostly saves the pole climb.
It is time save though. Okay, can we do this?
You're out of there, nice.
Almost. That was interesting. Okay.
There's so many spots in this category where you just have to learn to
That was
improv
interesting.
and just like do random stuff like that.
Yeah, because like most of my practice is just like getting the strats down, but also seeing what happens if I do variants.
That
like
hard
side
piece
variants.
also
'Cause, like, in
sucks.
the
That's
run,
like a hard piece
I know
that
I'm
like
gonna be
everyone has at least 4
either shaky or
backers
whatever.
for,
So like
because
I
it's
got
bad.
a lot of backups here for like everything.
I mean, this is a very classic example of moon kicks in effect. Just look how high Sybil goes there.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable. Really cool glitch. Yeah, so
Yep.
we're kind of making our way through. This is kind of like the hidden part of Castle Sansa, where we have a couple of upgrades that we grab here. Going for another Ultra, but we're just going to moon kick it.
Ooh, whoa. Missed the ramp completely. That's cool.
Yeah. It's worth noting as well that,
Okay.
like,
I was wondering what I was gonna do there, 'cause I have,
this
like,
is
5 things I could do
a
there.
fairly new route that Killing Pepsi is going for too, and like Killing Pepsi doesn't have like Killing Pepsi has a lot of experience with like the old route, but like Killing Pepsi is nailing a lot of this like new route with not as much experience with it, which I just think is super sick. Yeah, it's a lot harder too than the old route. So grab Pilgrimage there. Just
been about a week
you know,
since I, like,
I
really
could
started
say
grinding it.
things, but it's just like I don't have time. This game's just too fast. Yep.
Sure, yeah. I see, yeah, 80% is busted. In 90%, you grab, I think, plus Indignation, you grab 2 movement abilities, and that's it. Like, that's
And
all
then
you
this
need.
room is kind of brutal.
It's so good. Okay. Nope.
Going for the me strat as opposed to the Thulia strat.
There we go.
Well, I guess it's more the Yashi strat.
Actually, yeah.
But,
That is very hard. But
right,
we're good.
this-
We're good.
yeah, we're out of there. We get a little bit of a break. Strike Breaker is pretty straightforward to
I
grab.
did the thing.
Nothing a couple of wall kicks can't get you. Yeah, so because of having full indignation and the martial prowess power up, this enemy takes 6 hits to kill. So it's just a really
Okay.
good fight. The maids are very
They
weak
have-
in this game. You would think
They have 2
otherwise,
attacks that
but
can, like,
no, they're just-
knock your sword out of your hands and, like, send you on the ground, and it's like, really? It just happens sometimes, and you just gotta deal with it. It's not a big deal, though.
Yeah. So now we're gonna. This is where like the new route for late game really starts to come into play. We're gonna head straight to Underbelly. We've got 2 more things left in Underbelly. We've got a quick heart piece that's pretty straightforward, just a moon kick. Oh, you went for the extra air kick there. That was. So you have to be a bit careful with air kicks in this game. Cool cling clip right here as well.
If I can. Oh, my setup's wrong. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, so in this route, we save Sunsetter for almost the very end of the run, and you're supposed to use Sunsetter to get through there, because it's like a sort of a ground stop. But you can use a cling clip to sort of get yourself into the gap and make your way to... We're trying to grab the other major key. We need all 5 major keys in order to open the door to the final boss. That's what the any percent run is focused on. But we get to do a really cool route through this room. Skipping it, like, you don't, like, all you need is like slide and cling gem to get through here.
It's so fun.
No fun allowed, sorry. There you go. Another hazard warp will get you out of that room. Skipping the backtrack. And now we're...
Goodbye, underbelly. Yeah, as we're closing up, I'll mention, if you want to play this game, if you're thinking this game looks
I do
really
the other wall.
Should I learn keyboard or controller? Who knows? It risks, yeah. I don't like the other one because you risk falling out of the bounds of the, if you mess it up, but like, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, like keyboard and controller are slightly different in this run. Like, it's trade-offs. Like, I'd say they're about equal in terms of what you can do, but there's a few small things that they kind of trade off on.
Yeah, some things are easier, some things are harder. Alright, so right here, one of my favorite parts of the run, we're going to go out of bounds by using a crack in the ceiling that the dev left in. And what we're going to do is make our way to another one of those green orb power-ups by doing a slide jump off of that, wall ride off the out of bounds wall, air kick, perfectly clips right in to clear your mind. And then this is actually, believe it or not, the hard part. We do a wall ride and then a very tightly timed air kick to get up and over the checkpoint trigger, putting us back to be able to go out of bounds.
It's definitely getting easier as you practice more, like, but it's one of the biggest like respawn boxes to avoid in the run. It's, if you don't know what you're looking for, it's bad. Okay, there we go.
And then right here, this is something we also do in any percent, where we do a cling clip twice. We do one right here to clip us through this sort of gate, and then a wall ride. That was so sexy. I'm sorry, that was sick. the little gainer right there into the wall ride from the immediate clip. That was so sick. Oh my god. Okay, so that's gonna give us another major key. We have pretty much all of the major keys now. All we need to do left to finish up the requirements for Hundo is we have another heart piece. We have 2 more heart pieces, and we need to grab Sunsetter, and obviously the final major key. So that's why we leave this sort of section for last, is we can grab Sunsetter, and then that's right by the exit to the last heart piece, which is right by the exit to Bailey, which is towards Tower Rooms. We're getting this. I appreciate the hustle. Yeah, so I think you're kind of intended to use a small key as the vanilla way to get in here, but there are so many ways to skip that. It's just funny. And now we're gonna go grab Sunsetter. So Sunsetter has a lot of cool utility to it and a lot of protect to it. It just happens that in this route, it doesn't really come into play all that much. Does it? Do you get it? I don't run all abilities. Do you get it earlier in all abilities?
Yeah,
or is it
kind of like the same as the old Hundo route.
Okay, gotcha.
So you get some good use out of it.
Yeah, so it lets you do that, and it's really fun. But we're not gonna see too much of it. The really cool thing about Sunsetter is if you plunge midair and then hit backwards plus jump, it'll actually sort of cancel and give you a backflip like that. All right, now we're gonna see the old hard key strat. Nice. That's old route.
For the fans.
For the people. And so that's pretty much everything besides the last major key we need for Hundo requirements. So now we're gonna do a cool ultra right here.
Yeah.
You got the ultra, but sometimes that wall will just bother you.
There we go.
Oh, you do it off the brick up there. Okay, that's smart. I just kind of do it off towards the
it's safer.
See, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
like this movement is so expressive that like every runner of this game has their own different way of handling different challenges, and it's just so fun.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the crystal again. Gotta remind myself. If it doesn't happen, I won't mention it. But if it does, it'll be tragic.
Yep, just in case. Yeah, there's a glitch that can happen going into the cutscene, but we will try not to jinx it. So gonna do a Sunsetter. Oh, you do this strat.
I don't like the other
So
one.
that's totally fair. I think this one's harder. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, you have air kicks in this category.
Yeah,
okay,
otherwise, yeah, no.
So what we just did there is skipped a couple of chambers of this area where you're supposed to be taught how to use the wall ride, and that just lets us get up to here into an ultra after grabbing the major key, and now we're heading into the doors here.
Okay, we're good.
Into the final boss. Now, in any percent, this fight is brutal. In Rando, sometimes it can be even worse if you don't get indignation and martial prowess, as I can attest to. But the way that Killing Pepsi is going to start off the final boss fight is we're going to be looking for a charge attack and use the Ascendant Light to bounce into another charge attack. That's our opener, and then we have to play the fight by ear, looking for a specific type of combo. That'll work.
Not to opt for the second charge, kind of.
Yeah, so Killing Pepsi, because in Hundo you have access to this extra meter, this fourth bar, whenever you use Soul Cutter, it deals a lot of extra damage, but it ends up spending a meter, right? And as long as you're plus, like, 3 indignation levels or above, then you get that double damage from indignation, right? So Killing Pepsi is trying his best to, like, not like overuse the meter and stay at plus 3 indignation. And that's the fight. That's time.
Whenever time there. Goodness.
That was so sick.
Cool.
That was a 29:36.
Some water.
Great run. Yeah. Really, really good.
And just to double check, I will go back in to see if we actually got Hundo. Because, I'm pretty sure I did, but I didn't have my splits up, so I don't know everything by heart. Let's see here. Got one. Do we got it? 3, 2, 2. Yeah. Oh, we good.
3, 2, 2. Oh, good. Yep.
Just being safe.
So that's everything. That's Hundo. Oh, that was a 28:58 on the IGT too.
Nice.
Nice. We go by RTA in this category just because sometimes the IGT can be a little funky. At least that's what I've been told. But
yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah,
great
thanks
run.
Everyone for watching. Thanks for having me. Thank you so much, Jaxler, for goading the commentary.
I got you. I mean, I tried to do the best I could. This one's hard. So, as you saw, this this game is super deep, super fun.
Oh.
I would have shut up. This game's so hard. But you did such a great job. You killed.
I don't think I have. Dang. Okay.
Oh, true.
Oh, yeah. This game's like only $6 on Steam. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. Wow.
Yeah.
Very well played.
Oh, and you got
big just for Yashi.
Thank you for making Yashi less upset at us. I'll just give a quick shout out to the community behind this game. If you're interested in joining our community, we have we're a part of the official Discord server for this game. So there should be a link on speedrunning.com if you want to join us. There's also a great video on YouTube called Master Basic Movement by Pace Proxy that goes over how to do a lot of the movement tech you just saw from Killing Pepsi there. So go check this out if you want to be a part of our community. We're really nice.
We swear.
We promise. Any shout outs from you?
Shout outs to Sean for showing me the game. He was like, "Hey, you like furry stuff, right?" I'm like, "It's like, take this out." I'm like, "Cool," and instant classic. It's so good. If you love this kind of game, I can 100% recommend it. You're gonna love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, shout out Yashi and Thulius as well. My goats.
Yeah. Otherwise, keep watching the Megathon. It's got a stacked schedule coming up. I'm gonna go lurk mode myself.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Well, damn, that was incredible. Shout outs to Killing Pepsi and Jaxler. So yeah, that was Psuedoregalia. I don't really have many words. I honestly was kind of just letting them cook because, wow. Definitely check that out. I'm gonna have to check that out now at this point. That's just incredible. So coming up next, we have Ill Bleed by Abby's Corner. The Good Ending. This game is I love this game. So I was saying earlier that we have a lot of like games with like this really fun aesthetic